Hi dear students, here we have another example. Again, finding zeros and their multiplicity. They are giving us the function in factored form. So again, I want you to get the degree of this function. So we multiply 4x times x, 4x to the second times x, but this x is being raised to the third power. So 4x to the second times x to the third. So this is 4x to the fifth. So the degree of this function is 5. So we have to get 5 roots or 5 zeros here. Now, in order to get them, we equalize each of the factors to 0 and we solve for x. So in the first one, we have 4x equals 0. So we solve for x and we get, and remember we have x equals 0 over 4. So in the end, we have 0, x equals 0 in this one. The multiplicity of this one is 1. Because this x is not being raised to the second power, okay? So that's why this is a multiplicity 1. And the second one, x minus 9, it is not being raised to the second power, so x equals 9 with multiplicity 1. And then x plus 11, the third one. And when we solve for x and we get minus 11, but we know that as this binomial appears 3 times, we are going to get to have this root 3 times, okay? So the multiplicity of this root is 3. Now, we have to write here the answer, zeros of multiplicity 1, 0 and 9, because these two appears just once, so 0, 9. And then zeros of multiplicity 2. We don't have multiplicity of 2, so we have none. And then zeros of multiplicity 3. Yes, we have minus 11. Okay? This is what you have to write in Alex in this exercise. But apart from that, I want you to start understanding how to plot the graphs. And check which is the degree? 5. As 5 is an odd number, the behavior, remember, when it is an odd number and the leading coefficient is positive, it falls to the left and it rises to the right. If the leading coefficient were negative, it rises to the left and falls to the right. Sorry, rises to the left and falls to the right. Okay? Now, let's start plotting the graph here. First of all, the points, dear students. X equals 0, so here we have a point. Also in 9 and minus 11. So it falls to the left. So we start from the bottom to the top. And as the multiplicity of minus 11 is 3, remember, it is going to cross. But we have to flatten a little bit because the multiplicity is 3. When the multiplicity is 1, it just crosses. Okay? But in this case, we have to flatten a little bit. So we have something like this, and then it crosses. And then it goes down, here, boom. Because the multiplicity of 0 is 1, that's why it crosses. Remember that when the multiplicity is an even number, it could be 2, 4, 6, it bounces. Okay, but the same thing. If it is 2, it just bounces, boom. If it is 4, it is going to bounce, but it flattens again a little bit. Okay, if it is 6, it flattens more. And then 9. As 9 appears just once, the multiplicity is 1, it is going to cross because 1 is an odd number. Boom. And as you can see, it falls to the left and it rises to the right. Good. Now, let's continue working with polynomial functions. Good, dear students, take care, stay at home, and study hard. Good.